Hello and welcome to From Under the Willows. I'm Maya, and here we are under this beautiful willow tree in this park and the garden in behind me. You might hear a little bit of noise, ambient noise, that also might be in your environment as well. So just acknowledge those sounds that are happening around you and then just let them go. So here we go. We're going to go into an overall practice that doesn't take too long, and you can do it every day if you'd like. We'll go through the different ways our spine moves and then get into a bit of core strengthening onto our hands and knees. And then, of course, we will end in Shavasana to integrate the practice. Let's begin. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position. This might look something like against a wall or even in a chair. You could be sitting on your bed if you'd like. I have a pillow underneath my bum. That's to elevate my hips so that they don't feel so tight. And you can also sit cross-legged. Whatever feels nice and easy. Invitation to close your eyes now, or keep them open, whatever feels right for you. Starting to ground through your sit bones and lift through the top of the head, the crown towards the sky. Soften your shoulders away from the ears. And begin to draw attention to your breath. The breath here can come in and out through the nostrils, or in through the nose, out through the mouth, in and out through the mouth, whatever feels right for you. Now watch and see your breath as it comes into the body. So follow that breath as it comes into the body and expands through the lungs and opens up the rib cage. And then as you exhale, watch the breath leave the body all the way out the mouth or the nose. Notice the sensations of the breath. Perhaps it has a temperature that's cold or warm as it comes in, same as it comes out. And notice, is it smooth and even? Try to lengthen this breath a little bit longer each time. And now let's gently start to roll our shoulders back in behind. And you can coordinate this breath as an inhale up and an exhale down. A couple more times. And then working to a side bend. So you can do this in any position you're in, seated. Nice. Sweep my hand and arm overhead. And if you feel comfortable, you can rotate the head underneath and look underneath the arm up towards the sky. Keep breathing. Inhale, up, stretching through the fingertips and changing to the other side. Exhale, and then keep breathing. We'll go to the original side. Your next inhale, reach your fingertips upwards, and exhale, second side. And back to center. We'll introduce a very, very gentle twist. So inhaling our arms forward and then twisting to one side, twisting from the waist, the rib cage, shoulders. Look over the shoulder. Even the eyes can continue the twist here. On an inhale, back to center. On an exhale, on your twist. Other side. Let's go back to the first side. Inhale and exhale. And to the second side. And back to center. All right, from here, we're going to reach forward. So even in your seat, if you're in a chair, you can forward fold. You can slide your hands on your legs and forward fold. So here I'm going to slide my hands onto the mat and allow myself to soften through the head, the neck, the shoulders. Make any little micro adjustments that might happen as you soften through, and you might notice your body releasing any grip in different places in your body, allowing you to go a little deeper into this. Slowly coming on up, and an inhale. And then if you're cross-legged, let's change the cross and we'll do one more forward fold. If your forward fold looks a bit like this, that's okay too. Just working towards more relaxation as you soften through your jaw bones, through your forehead. Relax the eyes. Soften the tongue. And come on back up. Now, if you're feeling a bit dizzy or that wasn't working for you, then maybe meet us in a little bit while everything regulates again. You always have the option of just resting in any of these practices as well. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this pillow for now. Go on to all fours into tabletop position, into our cat-cow sequencing. Just pressing into the hands as you inhale, arch the back, look forward, press into the tops of your feet, and tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, round the back, look to your navel. Once again, inhaling. This is your cow position, arching the back, and tuck the tailbone under. Round the back, look to the navel, cat position. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling. And exhale. Moving into our child's pose. So wide knees, big toes together. Trying to sit on your heels here. If that doesn't work, you can always place a pillow or a block underneath there. Also, you can place your fists here, one on top of the other, or if you can make it down to the ground with your forehead. Back onto your hands and knees. And here we're going to lift our right leg behind us and flex the toes down. Keep your back as straight as possible in tabletop and your hips level. Engage the leg. Feel the big muscles working, the thigh, the hamstring. Really flex that foot down. And let's change to the other side. So reaching in behind with your left leg, pressing into your hands, making sure your arms are straight, hips facing the ground, level to the ground. And back down through center. So you have an option here. You can do the opposite arm to leg here. So my right leg is back. And if I want to engage my core and fire the core a little bit more, I'm going to lift up my left arm ahead of me. Here we're stabilizing our bodies, lengthening through the limbs, and back down through center. Let's make sure we're all breathing too. Change to the other side. So lengthen through the fingertips ahead of you if you have your arm up, engaging the core, pressing through the heel of the left foot as you're lengthening through the back, and back through to tabletop and into child's pose, or whatever resting pose feels good for you. I'd like to offer in child's pose, if you haven't done this before, if you have a block, or even if you want to place your palms together, bending your elbows behind you, forehead on the ground. Releasing wherever you are, and then walking your fingertips over to the right. Stretching down on an exhale. And then walking your hands and your fingers over to the left-hand side. Same thing. Walking back through to center, then going onto our stomachs. I'm going to press into the backs of my feet here. We're going to move into a cobra pose, placing your hands beside your shoulders, elbows drawn in towards the trunk, shoulders drawn away from the ears, and as you inhale, no pressure in the hands, coming up, and exhale down. 3 more times repeated. Inhale, upper chest lifts. You can look forward if you'd like, and exhale down at your own pace. 2 more times. So that was a modified cobra. We're going to place our cheek to the mat, arms by our side, palms up, relax your shoulders down, or go into child's pose to rest. Let's work into our sphinx pose. Placing your elbows below your shoulders. If this is too intense, go back to what we were doing before. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Engaging your forearms, pressing your shoulders away from your ears, and lengthening through the low back. You're going to tuck your pelvis under just slightly. And as you do that, you'll feel your core, your lower abdominal muscles engaging. Lift through the lower back, lengthen through the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing. And rest. So other cheek to the mat, arms by your side, or into child's pose. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. So whatever works for you. If you want to just rest, then feel free to do that. You can join us on the next pose, going into sphinx pose once again. Engaging through the lower abdominals, shoulders away from the ears, dropping away from the ears, drawing back, but lengthening through the low back. So it's as if you feel this energy out the top of your head moving forward on a line ahead of you. Keep your head in line with the rest of the spine. Keep breathing. Lift through the sternum and relax down. Coming back through to center, you have a couple options now, and I'll offer you one more. It's a full cobra. So placing your hands by your shoulders, elbows in, drawn in towards the trunk, shoulders away from the ears on an inhale, coming up and straightening the arms, lifting through the low back. Lengthen the spine. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly releasing into your relaxation pose. Okay, let's meet on our backs. We'll do some stretches there. That feels better. Okay, on to our backs. Now we'll do bridge pose or Dvipada Pitam. Feet are about hip width apart, or even wider is fine, but hip width is good. And then you're going to press into your feet and lift your hips up towards the sky on an inhale. If you've got, again, any high blood pressure or anything like that, or you're feeling dizzy, then maybe meet us after this pose on an inhale coming up. We're going to do this as a dynamic exercise, so exhaling down. Now, if for some reason you're feeling any pain in your knees, maybe adjust your feet so they're a little farther away from your bum. That should allow some space. That's an inhaling up with your hips and exhaling down. Do a couple more of those. And exhale down. Now from here, we'll bring our knees in towards our chest. Let's draw them in on an exhale. Inhale, allow them to release slightly. So you're rocking back and forth on the lower back, giving it a bit of a massage. Keep rocking back and forth gently. You're also massaging your internal organs as you bring your knees closer to your chest. Once again, that's an exhalation as you bring your knees closer to your chest. And let's move into windshield washer knees. So we're going to have our knees hip width apart again, maybe even a little wider. Depends on the intensity you'd like here. Arms can be out to the side or just down. And you're just going to bring your knees to one side on an exhale. Feel free to look the opposite direction if you want a bit more rotation in the neck and more of a twist. Keep your shoulders on the ground. Dynamically, this is an inhale with the knees up. Exhale, drop the knees to one side. We'll do 2 more rounds, but at your own pace here. You're probably nearing your last round. Maybe one last squeeze of the knees, giving yourself a hug. And relaxing into your final posture. Shavasana could look like your legs outstretched to either corner of your mat, arms by your side, palms up. You might even have a pillow or some blankets underneath your knees to alleviate some pressure in your low back. Maybe you'd like to have your feet on the ground and your knees just collapsing inwards. That's another option as well. We'll stay here for a couple minutes to close the practice, to integrate everything that we've done. Allow your body to sink into the ground, letting go of any thoughts that you might have. And if you do have thoughts that run through your mind, just acknowledge them, meet them, and then let them go. This next minute is to allow your body to integrate, to allow the cells to notice any changes. Relax through another few breaths. And then wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bring a little bit of movement back to your body. Some more awareness to how you're oriented and where you are. Maybe bend your knees if they're not bent already. Place your feet on the ground. Move a little bit more until you find yourself in side childs, where you've got your knees to your side, right arm underneath your head, used as a pillow. Stay there for a moment or two. Before you press your hands into the ground, your head will be the last thing to come up. It's nice and heavy. Into seated. And now you're ready for your day, or even some quiet contemplation, meditation before you get going. Or maybe you're going to go to bed right now too. And thanks for coming. Hope to see you on the next one.